Hello, folks. So now I've spoken about the general themes for 2024, and now in this video, I'm going to take a look at the annual forecast for all of the 12 signs. Yeah. Before I do that, however, I do want to make an announcement. I've created a basics in Jyotish course. And this is for those who have absolutely no previous knowledge of Vedic astrology. It's also for those who like to follow the YouTube videos but don't quite understand the vocabulary that I use, or even someone else that makes videos on Vedic astrology. In the course, there are 4 separate videos, about an hour each. And they're basically comprised of 4 different PowerPoint presentations. And I deal with topics such as signs, planets, houses, Vedic philosophy, a little bit about history, a comparison between Western and Vedic. Of course, all of the 27 nakshatras, as well as I will talk about 16 divisional charts. Yeah. So I've put the link here for you to go and find the course on my website. You can purchase it there. Yeah. So let's talk about the forecast for 2024 for each of the signs. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to focus on Jupiter and Saturn's movement for your sign. Yeah, and of course, these are highlights here. I would advise that you listen to both your moon sign as well as your rising sign, your Lagna, ascendant, yeah? Again, this is according to the sidereal and not the tropical calculation. So check your sidereal sign. If you're new to Jyotish, you can check out the chart calculator on my website, and it's going to tell you where your moon is and your ascendant is according to the sidereal calculation. And as I mentioned, consider purchasing the basics course. Yeah. As usual, what your dasha promises will take priority over the transit. So for instance, you're in a Saturn dasha, then you have to place emphasis on the Saturn transit because the dasha acts as the backdrop. And according to classics, when it comes to transits, the moon's perspective should be given more importance than the ascendant. It's referred to the Gochar. And I would agree with this. That's also my personal view. Yeah. Especially when it comes to the Rahu Ketu transits and Saturn to some extent. Yeah. So wishing everyone a healthy and successful 2024. Let's get started with Aries. For Aries, you're still in spotlight, but you're going to feel less pressure this year. All the action is taking place in your 1st and your 11th house. And then an important shift will happen in May, where your 2-8 angle gets activated, placing a lot of emphasis on finances and joint resources the second half of the year. It's time for you to take some risks and move forward in life with some confidence. If you felt stuck, or if you've been waiting to make a move, this is the year to do it. I would say try and make some bold steps in the first half of the year, where the energy flows easier for you. For Aries moon, the Jupiter in Taurus is an excellent transit as well, starting in May. It's good for finances, it's good for money, it's good for relationships, and even family issues can get resolved now. Saturn in Aquarius will help you to take some big leaps with your life goals. Jupiter in Aries, the first half of the year, will give you the confidence to make some strides, bold moves that you would normally not dare to try. Rahu in Pisces can bring very revealing dreams. It's a good time to turn within. You'll get the answers that you seek. Also connect with nature at this time. Connect with the ether element. Like look up at the sky right before sunrise, for instance. during this Rahu in 12th. It can cause some insecurities, right? And certainly with how you share and manage your finances with your partner, issues can come up there. This Rahu transit can bring some changes with your home situation, certainly. So you may be feeling a little bit drained sorting out domestic matters at this time. 6th house Ketu will give you discernment, discrimination, which is otherwise lacking with Ketu. It can help you minimize competitors and adversaries. In fact, you would avoid fighting and arguments at this time. 8th house is highly activated this year, especially from May onward. Why? Because Saturn, Jupiter, and Rahu are all going to be aspecting Scorpio. For some, this can bring miracles. Blessings in matters of 8th house are possible now. Beneficial transformations will also feature. It's also excellent for research, going deeper into the occult. Life-changing events can happen, some that are perhaps long overdue. First half of the year is especially beneficial to take some chances. March and April can be life-changing for you, where life-altering new chapters can begin. Second half of the year can bring some career shifts and a change in your financial situation. From May, Jupiter going through Taurus will aspect 10th house, right? And Saturn, 10th Lord in 11th house. This is excellent for career growth. With Jupiter's second house transit, there will be sudden unexpected events connected to your finances. Change in job, joint finances can also undergo a shift at this time. There can be an addition to your family. A big career break can also manifest now. Make the most of Saturn's wonderful transit through your 11th house this year. Yeah, for the entire year you have that. You can now strive for your dreams and ambitions, and with a little risk-taking can achieve them this year. It's an excellent Saturn transit, very supportive for Aries. Irrespective of whether you're in Saturn Dasha, you should maximize this very positive Saturn transit to your advantage. Being clear regarding your objectives and goals is necessary to maximize this Saturn transit. Saturn also aspects Aries, Leo, and Scorpio, so here you will see changes manifest. Helpful to do some planning in these areas. 4th and 5th house matters. Jupiter in Aries in the 1st house is going to bring you opportunities and the means to achieve your most cherished goals now. From Aries, of course, Jupiter aspects 5th and 9th houses. So these are getting a nice boost now. Any actions that are connected to improving your image, your life just generally will be favorable, including travel, education, change in appearance. Excellent transit for those that are self-employed in any capacity or have their own business. At the very least, your confidence will be back, and you could also get into new relationships, business or personal. Others will bring opportunities your way. Rahu in Pisces will bring expenses, perhaps related to home matters, perhaps related to long-distance travel at this time. If you wanted to take a spiritual pilgrimage or retreat, this transit is supportive for that. Jupiter also aspects 8th house, second half of the year. So a good year for taking some risk with investment, especially property matters. Be mindful of health as stress can be high with all the planets aspecting 8th house, especially the second half of the year. Overall, it's an eventful year for you, Aries. March-September eclipse is especially promising because we have a set of eclipses in both March and September. A brand new path can open up at that time for you, one that you've been waiting for a long time, perhaps. Taurus. For you, all the action is happening in your 10th and your 11th house, as well as the 12th house till May. Then Jupiter moves into your 1st house. Yeah. Yogarika Saturn transiting your 10th house is a big blessing and will protect you to a great degree, as this is a very beneficial position of Saturn, and can take you to great new heights, provided you place some effort toward your goals. Yeah. All year you have a good transit of Rahu. It's in the 11th house where it performs very well. Jupiter has been moving through your 12th house, and this could have increased your expenses. Saturn's aspect on Leo this year, expensive, could have been related to property matters. Jupiter, 8th lord in the 12th house, could have also felt difficult for relationships, especially marital relationships. Finances could have gone through some upheaval, especially if it's related to your partner, joint resources with your partner. Jupiter moving to Taurus is a blessing for you, of course, in May, which is an excellent transit for finances, achievements, married life, all partnerships. It's also a time when a new 12-year cycle starts, so it's a great time to launch something new. You can see some favorable results now. Saturn in career house can also help you greatly. It will make you work hard, but the time you spend on your career will be rewarding. Eclipses will take place in the 5-11 axis, so you can see some changes with friendship and network circles this year. It's a good time to network, certainly, and make new connections. There will be some instability in earnings, and then out of nowhere, a new source of income can appear. Issues can come up with children, however, so be aware of this. If you're self-employed or you have a business, this can go through a transformation of sorts at this time. 5th house Ketu can make you feel very aloof as well this year. There can be a disruption in your studies if you're a student, or simply a disinterest in your studies. Ketu in the 5th can give a penetrating insight. So if you wanted to learn a new subject at this time, this Ketu transit can be very helpful. If you wanted to learn a new language, especially at this time, it can be very helpful. If you're single, it's a great time to take chances. You could meet someone special with whom you connect with instantly, especially May onward when Jupiter transits in Taurus. And relationships generally at that time will begin to feel more stable. Overall, very beneficial transits for you this year. All the planetary alignments favor you, especially from May onwards. It's a good year for relationships, particularly second half. It's a good one for earnings, finding new sources of income. It's a good year for being social and extroverted, making you can be perceived in a favorable light. It's a great year for making new friends, new connections. So, Gemini, for you, the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th houses are being impacted this year. Saturn in the 9th can bring some long-distance travel. Saturn here can open up opportunities abroad. It can help you move abroad if you thought about doing that. It's going to bring changes in your belief systems, and relationship with your father can undergo some changes, some emotional changes, perhaps. You may also relocate. If so, adjustments to a new country or city can also feel draining at this time. Watch relationship with father as well as authority figures, because here you may not get favorable results, especially if you test the boundaries. Beginning of the year, Jupiter in 11th is an excellent transit for you. It will fare well for relationships, for income, for travel matters. Rahu in the 10th can bring some instability with career, but it will compel you to redefine your career and your life goals at this time. And it would be a good time to do that. Jupiter's transit from now until May will aid in this process. So put some efforts there. Ketu in the 4th can have you feeling a little bit out of sorts with your emotions. You can also feel disconnected with relationships due to sometimes it's just a lack of feeling love, actually, on your part. There can be a disinterest in the home environment or some dissatisfaction with your living situation. This can be a time when you're questioning your life patterns. When Jupiter moves into your 12th house in May, you may have some kind of like aha moments regarding this. Jupiter moves into your 12th house in May. This can bring some difficulties communicating with your partner. If you thought about relocating abroad for your profession, this is the time to make efforts. Second half of the year. Eclipses are taking place in your 4-10 axis all year. So it can easily bring a residential move. Certainly some instability in the home life, especially when Jupiter moves into Taurus, because then it's going to be aspecting that Ketu in the 4th house. So a move can happen second half of the year. This is a year that will bring some life shifts in your domestic life and, of course, in your career also. Especially that March eclipse, you can see a change in this regard because Lagna Lord Mercury will be involved in the eclipse, transiting Pisces in March. Yeah. So the move can be based on a relationship too. At this time, Jupiter is aspecting 7th house if it happens in the first half of the year. Cancer, what's happening for you? Cancer, all the activities happening in your 8th, 9th, 10th houses, and Jupiter's moving into your 11th house in May. You can be undergoing some big life changes due to Saturn's movement into your 8th house, especially for Cancer moon, especially in career matters. You can experience some big shifts in your career, reputation, image this year. Don't be surprised if you decide to leave behind many things in your own life, including relationships that are not working this year. If you're a Cancer moon, slow down where possible because Saturn will bring sudden shifts in your life direction. So you may try a completely different approach to your life and do something that you never planned to do before. Saturn in the 8th can also mean some restrictions when it comes to matters of finances and loans. So be cautious in your spending, go slow if possible, act ethically, especially with Jupiter in the 10th house. This is going to make you very visible. Jupiter in the 10th till May can put some pressure on career life also. You may have had to leave behind an old job unwillingly. Jupiter moving into the 11th from May is excellent for money matters. And you can now find a good source of income. Relationships will also improve the second half of the year. Those who want to marry or meet someone special, this would be the time to circulate with Jupiter's aspect on your 7th from May onward. Eclipses this year are taking place in the 3rd and the 9th houses. Rahu in Pisces in your 9th house, you'll be questioning your beliefs, especially surrounding spirituality, religion, but any long-term beliefs that you've had actually. You can also be faced with an unexpected event that will make you actually question your faith. So travel can come up suddenly now as well. Ketu in the 3rd will mean you'll not feel the urge to connect with others for small talk, especially social media. Social media can actually feel very draining to you now. Relationships with younger siblings can feel distant now, and you may be second guessing yourself. There's a lot of focus in your 5th house this year on Scorpio. So it's a good time to start a business, learn a new subject, make an investment, develop your hobbies. If you wanted to conceive a child, this is the year to make an effort, especially May onward. You can get recognized for your work in your field this year. You have a very supportive transit of Jupiter and Ketu throughout the year, and this will balance out that difficult Saturn transit that you're having. Yeah. Leo, what's happening for you? For you, the 7th, 8th, and 9th houses are getting activated. And then, of course, from May onward, the 10th house. Year starts with that Dharma Trikona being very strong, right? Lagna Lord is in the 5th house. Jupiter aspecting Lagna and Lagna Lord from the 9th house. So that's an excellent omen. It's an omen for a new life chapter starting this year. Something you've been hoping for, perhaps. With the 4th house aspected by Jupiter, Saturn, and Rahu, a big residential move will likely happen this year. And when will it likely happen? Probably May onward. It can also mean the purchase of property. With Rahu sitting in the 8th house, things can manifest quite quickly. You still have Saturn in Digbala in its Mool Trikona sign. It will make you more focused on your relationships, changing them, improving them. It will give you a more serious tone to your work. It will increase your presence amidst the masses. Sash Yoga, due to Saturn's transit, will make you practical and avoid uncertainties that lead to fearful situations. So it's a good time to develop or even start new relationships, especially if you're a Leo ascendant. This transit can make you also more sincere with your work, your job, which is positive. You'll have to pick your job, contemplate when you're switching gears, because you're going to have many choices now. Jupiter in Aries till May can bring some big life opportunities that lead to an overall life improvement for you. Aspecting your first house from Aries, it can bring a sense of optimism. Aspect on the fifth house is great for increasing profits, business, meeting your goals. Travel can also be very beneficial for you this year. So get out there. I mean, certainly benefits can come through travel, whether it's social, whether it's material benefits. Rahu in the 8th house can make you feel a little bit anxious at times and unsettled, because sudden events tend to transpire with this transit. Harness that stability through spiritual practice. That's going to be your best bet. You also may consider a spiritual pilgrimage this year. Jupiter and Saturn are aspecting Leo till May, so it's certainly a year where you can do some self-transformation, whether it's your image, whether it's your life goals, certainly how you appear to others. Jupiter moving into your 10th house May onward means the focus is more on family relationships and money the remainder of the year. And this can also boost your image, this transit of Jupiter. For you this year, eclipses are taking place in your 2-8 angle, which means that finances, relationships are getting redefined. It's a year you will be consolidating your shared resources with your partner. There could be some disagreements and changes here. Your partner likely has the upper hand now. Your domestic life will go through a major transformation with so much focus on Scorpio, your 4th house this year, and could certainly result in a big move abroad, May onward. Yeah. Virgo, what's happening for you? For you, 6th, 8th houses are activated, and 9th from May onward. You're also hosting the nodes in your 1-7 angle. So this can be a year of changes in relationships, certainly. You still have a very good 6th house Saturn transit, which can lead to promotions, growth, new healthier routines. If you're experiencing any illnesses or health issues, you can find the solution now. Saturn in 6th house may bring some problems to the surface so that you have to deal with them. And Jupiter has been moving through your 8th house and will do so until May. So this could have brought a shake-up to your domestic situation, including your marriage, including your partnership. There could have been a separation or a break as well, and some instability in your finances. Especially combined with that Rahu in the 7th now, this could have been a relationship-altering transit. Yes? But here Jupiter does well. If you're interested in the occult, in spiritual practices, it can bring some great insights and help you actually manage some of the problems through this. Jupiter moves into your 9th house in May, which is excellent. It's a big blessing. You'll have the support that you need. And there will be you will feel more stability back in your life. Yeah. Your 3rd house is getting all the attention with all the planets aspecting Scorpio from May. So entrepreneurial initiatives can take up a lot of your time this year. Any self-effort activity can take up a lot of time. It would be a productive time for short distance travel. Also, business opportunities can come up when you're traveling this year. The nodal transit in your 1-7 axis means a year of big changes in your image, in your relationships. A new life chapter can open up quite suddenly. Rahu in your 7th will shake up relationships. For singles, it can bring a very, very potent attractions now into your life. Ketu in the 1st house can make you overly reliant, however, on your instincts. Yeah, this placement can bring very good insights, being that Ketu is in Virgo in the 1st house, especially when Jupiter starts to aspect it from May onward. So trust your hunches. Saturn's transit can help you navigate the year. It's an excellent transit for achievements, especially if you are in the medical or the legal field. Things improve for you May onward when you have a supportive Jupiter and Saturn transit. So make the most of this, especially the second half of the year. You can forge ahead with your plans with confidence from May onward. Yeah. Libra, for you, all the action takes place in your 5th, 6th, and 7th houses. So relationships, children, business, all these areas can be impacted. May onward, Jupiter will move into your 8th house. Jupiter in direct motion through 7th house till May is an excellent transit for you and can benefit business activities. It can also be very binding for you and your marriage partner. It's an excellent time actually for relationships for the first half of the year especially. If you're single, you can now meet prospective partners, the sort of people that you see a future with. Jupiter here will give you an energetic boost and you'll feel more confident because it's aspecting your 1st house. Yeah, whether it's moon, whether it's ascendant in Libra. Yeah. Rahu in your 6th is another supportive transit for you, and now you can feel relief from that Rahu in the 7th transit you had last year. You can find solution to long-standing conflicts with others. Maybe any health issues that you had. You can find solution there. Lots of activity in the 6th house for you this year. Career and money matters could see some long-awaited changes. If you were to make some big moves, it's good to do so in the first part of the year if possible. Saturn moving through your 5th house could mean that your children need more attention and care at this time. There may be some disagreements with your significant other as well at this time, so be watchful there. All planets aspect Scorpio from May onward, meaning a change in your family situation. There could be an addition to your family or someone leaving your household as well. It's a good time to change your eating habits now too, and Jupiter's aspect from your 8th house will help you. Jupiter in 8th house from May onward can bring some quick changes in your financial situation. It can also mean merging assets with your partner. If you recently got married, now you would be deciding how to share your resources. Yeah. On the other hand, if you recently got divorced, you can get a good settlement now. There can certainly be some sudden gains in wealth through partner, through inheritance at this time. The eclipse axis in your 6-12 and Ketu in the 12th house can cause some distance with family at this time. There tends to be an imbalance here in this axis, right? Just generally. And this transit can have you dealing with problems that seem to come out of nowhere. Though with Rahu, there you would feel equipped to find the necessary solutions at this time. Ketu in the 12th gives a strong impulse for escapism. And 12th being the house of foreign settlement, this can be a year when you make that move, especially from May onward when Jupiter transits Taurus. You can do well in research and research work, if that's what you do with this Ketu placement. The ability to dissect hidden meanings is good. But here, routines and even to some extent people can feel draining to you. So try to keep up with your good habits and your routines. Overall, it's a good year, so I'd say take advantage, especially of the first half. So, Scorpio, what's happening for you? For you, you have the 4th, 5th, and 6th houses getting activated, and then the 7th house after May. This is a year when you feel some pressure to make big life decisions because from May onward, all the planets are aspecting your house. That's Scorpio, yeah. This year, Saturn remains in your 4th house. You could have taken some heavy responsibilities at home, or like a move, or you could be doing works at home. Maybe restructuring, maybe refurbishment, something like that. Some of you could buy or sell a house also this year. There are big changes in store for you. Certainly connected to home, certainly connected to relationship when Jupiter moves into Taurus in May. Those who want to marry or meet someone special, this would be the time to circulate with Jupiter's movement in your 7th house from May onward. Yeah. Year starts with Jupiter in the 6th, which is not an easy transit. It could bring some health issues. It would be a great time to review your daily routine, include some time for rest, good food, exercise. Yes. Work will be good during this Jupiter transit. You might be very busy with work, in fact. The nodes are transiting your 5-11 axis this year. Ketu in the 11th actually can make you very resourceful. You'll often find the means to achieve your desires. Especially when Jupiter moves into Taurus in May, things will fall into place magically for you. Rahu in the 5th can bring some unconventional love affairs. There can be something different about the partner, about your love interest. It could just be simply like age gap or cultural difference or age difference, or there's some distance in the relationship, or they could speak a language that's completely foreign to you, different nationality. Like it could be something like that. It doesn't have to be unconventional in a negative way. There will be a lot of focus on reinventing yourself with this Rahu transit, your life in some way. As Rahu's aspecting that 1st house. This will make risk-taking activities appealing and more opportunities coming your way if you want to do something creative. Rahu in the 5th can enhance creativity and confidence, but be wary of quick money-making schemes now, or of gambling. Learn to channel that Ketu in the 11th properly to manage the Rahu, maybe through like social endeavors, humanitarian pursuits. It can be a powerful position, this Ketu in the 11th. It can also give very powerful friends and connections and opportunities. It can give a very steady determination to succeed, especially when that Jupiter moves into Taurus, because it's going to aspect Ketu in the 11th, right? Making that Ketu even more powerful. Be careful for what you ask for this year, because you might just get it. Overall, it's a good year for you. You're having supportive transits of Jupiter and Ketu, actually. Sagittarius, what's happening for you? For you, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th houses are being impacted, and then the 6th house from May of this year. Saturn is still transiting the Upachaya 3rd house. This is an excellent transit for you. This can be a growth-fueled Saturn transit, which will make you more visible, especially if you take some chances. Good for entrepreneurial efforts you can gain here. Any kind of competition, you'll do very well, whether it is in work or whether it is in sport. Jupiter starts the year in your 5th house in Aries, which is an excellent placement for you because it's aspecting the 1st house. You'll feel more optimistic and more content in life. It's a great time to make changes to your image, appearance, and even to your social status. It can also give a boost to income and bring some blessings, making new connections, meeting new people. If you wanted to meet someone special, make an effort. Take the initiative, as you can certainly meet someone you like and connect with. Both Saturn and Jupiter are supporting growth, so take advantage of new opportunities, especially before May. Rahu in your 4th house can make you feel restless, especially with your home surroundings. It can give you a complete disinterest in your career as well. Rahu in the 4th can bring some discontent, but its aspect on the 12th can bring a sudden foreign trip, sudden relocation also. So a move could be on the cards for you. This can happen certainly after Jupiter's move into your 6th house, right? Because from there it's aspecting your 12th house of foreign settlement. With Ketu's movement through your 10th house, job dissatisfaction is inevitable. Now, if you work for someone, you'll have trouble keeping that job. You can now take some risks, make some bold career moves, be fearless. Though I would wait till May when Jupiter starts to aspect your 10th house. At this time, you'll be pleased with the opportunities that come up. Jupiter in the 6th from May onward can have you dealing with problems and uncertainties. To guard against this, focus on keeping your daily routines in order. Health and exercise also should be a part of your routine. Capricorn, what is happening for you? For you, second, third, and fourth houses are getting activated, and then the fifth with Jupiter's movement in May. This is a much better year for you than last year, and will continue to improve as you get further into it. All areas of life, partnership, career, domestic situation can show more clarity for you now. If you're a Capricorn moon, this is your final stage of Sadhisati, and it should be less intense than last year. Jupiter starts off the year in your fourth house, good for career matters. You may feel like retreating during this transit and quite content at home, so it may be a good time for your domestic life in general. From its fourth position, it will give you opportunities to travel abroad and see positive growth in investments as well at this time. It's a good time for looking into moving home or redecorating your home. If you're also having an excellent nodal transit with Rahu in the third, Ketu in the ninth. Rahu transiting your third is excellent for material gains. This transit could give a boost to income matters, bring some blessings with making new connections and meeting new people. If you wanted to meet someone special, make an effort. Take some initiative, because you could certainly meet someone that you really like. Ketu placement can give you the ability to explore new horizons, maybe do some traveling. In fact, the need to travel and escape is strong at this time with this Ketu transit. Relationships can be problematic because of the importance that you give to personal freedom now. Toward the end of the year, in May, Jupiter moves into your fifth house, which is an excellent transit for you. The Dharma Trikona being so strong from May onward will present many opportunities for you to grow, change, travel, and take initiatives to improve your life. Overall, it's an excellent year for you, actually, especially from May onward. Aquarius, what's happening for you? For you, the first, second, third houses are getting impacted, and later, the fourth house is being activated also. Saturn continues its transit in your first house. If you're an Aquarius ascendant, this can bring some health issues. So look out for your health. Take extra time for self-care where needed. If you're an Aquarius moon, you're now experiencing your Sadhisati period, so vitality can be low at this time. It can also impact marriage partnership, so pay more attention to your partner. Jupiter's third house transit in Aries can bring some problems with siblings, with neighbors at this time. Its aspect in your 7th and 11th are beneficial for partnerships, making connections, friendships. Jupiter moves into your fourth house in May, making it a good time for making long-term investments, such as property. If you wanted to study a new subject, now would be a good time to start. Also a good time to visit your birthplace. If you marry now, then your spouse can provide a strong emotional anchor for you. Rahu moving through your second house in Pisces could see your income increase, but family and domestic issues can crop up. This is especially the case if you've been focusing more on your career than your family life. Yeah? But it is a good Rahu transit for boosting your status and for getting noticed in your career. Ketu in the 8th has an impulse for chaos and can quite easily disconnect with people and just move on simply based on emotion. So if you wanted to leave behind a person or a circumstance, this is the time to do it. Ketu's transit here can help those who are into research, getting to the heart of the matters, going deeper, unraveling more layers. Being the house of occult, the 8th house, this transit will give a lot of interest in the occult and perhaps the ability to access it easily. Overall, it's a good year for comforts and to increase your wealth. Pisces, what is happening for you? So, for you, the 12th, 1st, and 2nd houses are getting activated. And in May, Lagna Lord Jupiter moves into your 3rd house. If you're a Pisces moon, you have begun the Sadhisati phase. Right? Now, with the Sadhisati, it's not all the same, the 7.5 years, right? It just depends on the degrees where your moon is in Pisces. It depends on Ashtak Virga points that Saturn is giving you in those different houses. It depends on what dasha you're going through. So you have to see those factors in order to make a determination of like, yes, it's Sade Sati and therefore it's dreadful. No, it's not like that. But you have begun it. Technically speaking, Saturn has moved into 12th from the moon, so you have begun your Sade Sati. With Sade Sati, it also depends on what Lagna you are, what moon sign you are, and Saturn's placement in your chart, right? Because with people that are going through Sade Sati, they can experience enormous growth. And especially it can be a good time for education endeavors if you're learning something new, particularly related to your career. So there's lots of factors to determine whether Saturn can be, what phase of the Sade Sati is going to be most challenging. This Saturn transit may bring a major move abroad, outside of your birth country. Lagna Lord Jupiter remains positive for you, especially in the first half of the year. In the second house, Jupiter's transit will make you feel positive and confident, and this will balance out that Saturn transit to a high degree. Yeah, it's especially the case if you're a Pisces moon. This Jupiter transit until May is excellent. It's an excellent Jupiter transit for family life, connecting with others, opportunities to make money, especially now that it's direct, right? For the next 4 months, it's going to be direct until it goes into Taurus. Jupiter moves into Taurus in May in your 3rd house, and it's going to aspect Ketu in your 7th, bringing a new partnership for some people quite suddenly. There'll be a feeling of recognition with this connection that comes along. Jupiter's transit in the 3rd house can bring some new entrepreneurial activities, and its aspect on your 10th house can mean career recognition and luck. The big transit of the year is Rahu Ketu in the 1-7 axis. Rahu being in the 1st, Ketu in the 7th. With Rahu in the 1st house, you will focus a lot on yourself and your image. The clothes you wear, the food you eat, the people who you associate with. With Rahu's aspect on the 5th, you may get into some romantic affairs. And that could make you stand out in some way. Like, for example, it could be with someone who's well-known. Ketu in the 7th can hinder forming lasting relationships. So get to know people that you're meeting now, as you want to be more sure that they're in fact good for you. Okay, this Ketu transit can also bring a change in home or business, especially if you have your own business. It will undergo some changes at this time. And you can be traveling a lot from May onward. So that's all for now, folks. All the very best. Cheers.